Really? Here, just watch that for a minute.
I can't afford to drift over into Canadian waters, so it's definitely added to my challenges while we're fighting this fish because I have to keep running in the wheelhouse, checking our location, making sure we're on the right side of the line. I can't just focus on moving the boat and helping Alex out.
Tyler McLaughlin's life looked like the perfect success story. He became one of the youngest captains to rise through the ranks on Wicked Tuna, built a reputation as one of the fleet's fiercest competitors, and turned the PinWheel into one of the show's most recognizable boats. To many viewers, his future seemed impossible to derail. But behind the victories and television fame was a journey marked by relentless pressure, public controversy, heartbreaking loss, and personal struggles that few people fully understood. So what really happened to Tyler McLaughlin? And how has his life been since becoming one of Wicked Tuna's biggest stars? Join us as we unravel what really happened to Tyler McLaughlin from Wicked Tuna, the captain who seemed destined for greatness. Before Tyler McLaughlin became one of the most recognizable faces on Wicked Tuna, he was simply a kid who felt more at home on the water than anywhere else. Growing up in Rye Harbor, New Hampshire, he was introduced to commercial fishing almost as soon as he could walk. His father, Marty McLaughlin, was an experienced fisherman who brought Tyler along on fishing trips from the time he was a toddler. Long before television cameras arrived, the ocean had already become part of who he was. Fishing was not Tyler's only passion. During his teenage years, he played competitive tennis, first at Bridgeton Academy and later at Nichols College, where he competed on the men's tennis team while completing his studies. He earned conference recognition on the court, proving he had talent beyond the fishing industry. But even while pursuing his education, Tyler never lost sight of the career he truly wanted. As soon as he finished college, he committed himself fully to commercial fishing, investing in his own boat and chasing bluefin tuna for a living. That decision changed everything. Tyler became captain of the PinWheel, a boat that soon earned a reputation as one of the toughest competitors in the North Atlantic tuna fishery. His relentless work ethic and willingness to take risks quickly caught the attention of producers, and in 2013, Tyler joined the cast of Wicked Tuna in Season 2 as captain of the PinWheel, making him one of the youngest captains in the fleet. Viewers quickly noticed his fearless approach. Tyler was never satisfied with simply catching fish. He wanted to outsmart and outperform every captain on the water. That competitive drive helped him claim the Wicked Tuna title in just his first season on the show, and established him as one of the fleet's rising stars. Moving forward, it seemed as though the young captain from New Hampshire had everything going for him: talent, growing fame, and a future that looked brighter with every season. But success on the ocean comes with a price. As Tyler's reputation grew, so did the pressure, and soon the challenges of life at sea began testing him. The pressure behind Tyler's success. Winning on Wicked Tuna was never just about bringing the biggest bluefin back to the dock. Every trip to sea was a gamble. Fuel, bait, equipment, and crew wages all came before a single fish was caught. One bad decision or one missed opportunity could erase days of hard work, while an empty trip could cost thousands of dollars. As captain of the PinWheel, Tyler McLaughlin carried that responsibility every time he left the harbor. The success or failure of the entire operation rested on his shoulders. That pressure helped shape Tyler into one of the most competitive captains in the fleet. He developed a reputation for refusing to quit, even when conditions turned against him. No matter what, Tyler constantly pushed himself to find one more fish. His determination often paid off, but it also created high expectations for everyone working alongside him. Life aboard the PinWheel was demanding. Tyler expected his crew to stay focused and give everything they had throughout long days on the water. Commercial bluefin fishing leaves very little room for mistakes because in some situations, those same mistakes can put lives at risk. Tyler knew that better than anyone, and he never lowered his standards. His leadership style sometimes led to tense moments on the boat. Over the years, viewers watched disagreements break out between Tyler and members of his crew as frustration built during difficult fishing trips. Several deckhands eventually left the PinWheel, forcing Tyler to rebuild his team more than once. While some fans admired his relentless drive to win, others questioned whether he demanded too much from the people around him. Regardless of the criticism, Tyler never apologized for expecting excellence, because he believed that success at sea had to be earned every single day. Tyler's competitive nature was also reflected in his rivalries with fellow captains, particularly Dave Marciano and TJ Ott. Throughout the series, they frequently battled for valuable bluefin tuna and the top spots on the leaderboard, with their contrasting personalities adding to the drama. While disagreements and heated moments occasionally surfaced, the rivalries remained rooted in competition rather than personal animosity. His determination was equally clear when he suffered a painful injury on the water. During one fishing trip, Tyler badly injured his finger in an accident that required immediate medical treatment. Instead of allowing the setback to define his season, he returned to the boat as soon as he was able, determined to keep competing despite the pain. That same courage had been evident long before the television cameras focused on him. In October 2014, Tyler responded to a distress call from the crew of the fishing vessel Miss Samvika after it began taking on water off the Massachusetts coast. Without hesitation, he rushed to assist and helped rescue the two fishermen before the boat sank. His actions earned him the American Red Cross First Responder Award, recognizing the bravery he displayed during a life-threatening emergency. By this point, Tyler had overcome exhausting seasons, crew changes, dangerous injuries, and real-life emergencies at sea. He had proven time and again that he could handle almost anything the ocean threw at him. But away from the dock, he soon found himself facing a very different kind of challenge: the trouble that followed him off the water. By the time Tyler McLaughlin had established himself as one of Wicked Tuna's standout captains, he had earned a reputation that extended well beyond the fishing grounds. His relentless drive to win made him one of the show's fiercest competitors, but it also attracted criticism. While many fans admired his determination, others felt his intensity sometimes crossed the line, especially when frustration boiled over during difficult trips. Those debates became even louder in 2016, when Tyler found himself making headlines for reasons that had nothing to do with catching tuna. According to law enforcement reports, he voluntarily turned himself in to authorities in Dare County, North Carolina, after a warrant was issued in connection with a misdemeanor assault allegation. The reported incident stemmed from an altercation near the docks during the filming period for Wicked Tuna. Outer Banks. Tyler was charged with simple assault, a misdemeanor under North Carolina law. Authorities alleged that another fisherman reported being placed in a chokehold and struck during the confrontation. Beyond those basic facts, very little official information was released publicly. The case did not become a major storyline on Wicked Tuna, and neither Tyler nor National Geographic made extensive public statements about the incident. The incident nevertheless affected how some viewers saw him. For critics, it reinforced the image of a captain whose competitive nature sometimes carried over beyond the boat. Others argued it was unfair to define years of professional achievement by a single legal matter that received relatively little public attention afterward. Despite the controversy, Tyler's career continued moving forward. He remained a central figure on Wicked Tuna, continued captaining the PinWheel, and stayed among the fleet's top competitors. However, behind many of Tyler's biggest victories was someone who understood the pressure better than anyone else. Over time, that first mate became far more than just another member of the crew. The friend who became family. Every successful captain needs a crew they can trust. But for Tyler McLaughlin, Nicholas Duffy Fudge became much more than a dependable first mate. Long before they became familiar faces on Wicked Tuna, the two had built a friendship through their shared passion for fishing. They understood the demands of life on the water, the sacrifices that came with the job, and the level of trust required when every decision could determine whether a trip ended in success or failure. That connection became one of the strongest partnerships viewers would see on the series. Duffy was already a highly respected fisherman in his own right. He developed a love for the ocean at a young age and built a reputation as a hard-working and knowledgeable commercial fisherman. His calm personality balanced Tyler's fiery competitiveness. As first mate aboard the PinWheel, Duffy became someone Tyler could rely on without hesitation. Whether they were setting gear before sunrise, fighting giant bluefin tuna for hours, or making split-second decisions during difficult conditions, they stuck together through it all. Fans quickly embraced their partnership. While Wicked Tuna featured plenty of rivalries between captains, the relationship between Tyler and Duffy brought something different to the show. Their conversations felt natural. Their humor never seemed forced. And even after exhausting days at sea, they found moments to joke around, making them one of the most likable duos in the fleet. However, that did not mean they always agreed. Commercial fishing is physically demanding, financially stressful, and emotionally draining. In the 9th episode of the 6th season, Tyler was quite angry when Duffy was late coming to the seaport. There were also moments when Tyler openly criticized Duffy's performance, and at one point, tensions became serious enough for Tyler to send him off the boat. Yet, those disagreements never defined their relationship. Like many lifelong friends, they argued and worked through their differences. As the years passed, Duffy became an essential part of the PinWheel's identity. His experience and friendship helped Tyler navigate the highs and lows of commercial fishing. Together, they celebrated major catches, endured frustrating losses, and built a partnership that many believed would continue for years to come. Few could have imagined the PinWheel without Duffy standing beside Tyler. With Duffy by his side, Tyler had built the kind of partnership every captain hopes to find. But while life on the PinWheel seemed stronger than ever, the challenges waiting beyond the boat were beginning to reshape his world. When everything began to change. For years, Tyler McLaughlin seemed to thrive under pressure. Long days at sea, fierce competition, and the constant uncertainty of commercial fishing had become part of his routine. But away from the cameras and the weekly leaderboard, life was beginning to test him in ways that had nothing to do with catching bluefin tuna. One of his greatest challenges came much closer to home. Tyler's father, Marty McLaughlin, the man who had introduced him to fishing as a young boy, began battling serious kidney disease. Marty had spent decades on the water and was the person Tyler credited with teaching him not only how to fish, but also how to respect the ocean. As Marty's condition worsened, he eventually required a kidney transplant. The uncertainty surrounding his health weighed heavily on the McLaughlin family, who remained close despite the demands of their individual lives. Thankfully, Marty received a life-saving kidney from a living donor. The successful transplant gave him a second chance and brought enormous relief to his family after months of worry. The experience also revealed a different side of Tyler. Viewers had become familiar with his competitive personality, but those closest to him saw a son trying to support his family while continuing to run a demanding commercial fishing business. Balancing those responsibilities was never easy. The pressure of leading the PinWheel did not disappear simply because personal challenges arose, yet Tyler continued showing up each season, determined to keep moving forward. Then came the summer of 2018, when one phone call shattered everything Tyler thought he could count on, changing both his personal life and the future of the PinWheel forever. The loss that changed. Tyler forever. No amount of experience can prepare someone for losing a close friend. Tyler McLaughlin had spent years facing rough seas, dangerous weather, and the uncertainty that comes with commercial fishing. Those were risks he understood. What happened in the summer of 2018 was something entirely different. In July 2018, Nicholas Duffy Fudge died unexpectedly at the age of 28. National Geographic confirmed the heartbreaking news in a public statement, describing Duffy as a beloved fisherman whose passion for the ocean had made him a fan favorite on both Wicked Tuna and Wicked Tuna, Outer Banks. While many rumors circulated online about the circumstances surrounding his death, no official cause was publicly confirmed by his family or by the network. For Tyler, the details mattered far less than the reality that one of his closest friends was suddenly gone. The loss was deeply personal. Duffy had never been just another member of the crew. He had stood beside Tyler through some of PinWheel's biggest victories and toughest setbacks. Their friendship had been built over years of shared experiences that few people outside the commercial fishing world could truly understand. Fans immediately noticed the difference. The easy conversations, the jokes on deck, and the natural chemistry that had made the PinWheel such a popular boat were suddenly missing. There was no replacing someone who had become part of the family. Tyler chose to honor Duffy in the way he knew best, by continuing to fish. During the seasons that followed, he dedicated catches to his late friend and made it clear that Duffy's memory would always remain part of the PinWheel. Viewers also noticed tributes both on and off the boat, including references to "fishing for Duffy," a phrase that reflected the determination to keep his legacy alive. Rather than allowing grief to end the journey they had started together, Tyler carried his friend's memory with him every time he headed out to sea. When it came time to fill the vacant position on the PinWheel, Tyler faced one of the most difficult decisions of his career. Instead of searching for an experienced fisherman from outside the crew, he turned to someone he trusted completely: his younger sister, Marissa McLaughlin. Marissa was far from an inexperienced replacement. She had grown up in the same fishing family, earned her captain's license, and understood the demands of commercial fishing as well as anyone. More importantly, she already shared the trust that Tyler valued above everything else. Bringing her aboard helped preserve the close-knit atmosphere that had always defined the PinWheel. It was not about replacing Duffy, because Tyler knew that was impossible. It was about moving forward with someone who understood both the business and the personal loss the family had experienced. Even so, the tragedy left a lasting mark on Tyler. Viewers who had followed him from the early seasons often remarked that he appeared calmer and more reflective in the years that followed. Whether that change came from grief, maturity, or simply years of experience, it was clear that life had reshaped him. The young captain who had once measured success almost entirely by the next catch now carried something far heavier every time he stepped aboard his boat. The PinWheel continued to compete. The seasons also continued. But for Tyler, commercial fishing would never feel exactly the same again. Every trip served as another reminder of the friend who should have been standing beside him. Time has a way of helping people move forward, but it rarely erases the memories that matter most. Tyler continued building his career after Duffy's passing, yet one question has remained ever since. Can he really move on after losing someone who felt more like family than a friend? where Tyler McLaughlin is today. Today, even after Wicked Tuna ended in 2024, Tyler McLaughlin is still doing what he has spent most of his life doing. While many reality television personalities move on to new careers, after the cameras stop rolling, Tyler has remained committed to the profession that made him known in the first place. Commercial fishing is still his livelihood, and the PinWheel remains at the center of it all. Operating out of Gloucester, Massachusetts, Tyler continues to captain the PinWheel during the Atlantic bluefin tuna season, chasing one of the ocean's most valuable and unpredictable fish. Alongside commercial fishing, Tyler also operates charter trips aboard the PinWheel, giving customers the opportunity to experience life on a professional tuna boat. These trips allow fishing enthusiasts to spend time on the water with one of the best-known captains from Wicked Tuna, while also giving Tyler another way to keep the business running outside the commercial season. Tyler also remains one of the most recognizable captains associated with Wicked Tuna. He won the Season 2 and Season 7 of Wicked Tuna fishing competition and finished as runner-up multiple times, building one of the strongest records in the fleet. After years on the series, he has built a reputation as a skilled commercial fisherman whose determination has rarely faded. Away from filming, Tyler stays connected with fans through social media, where he regularly shares photos and videos from the water, celebrates successful catches, and promotes upcoming charter trips. More than a decade after becoming a television star, Tyler McLaughlin's story is still being written. He is no longer simply the young captain trying to prove himself. He is a seasoned fisherman who has experienced success, criticism, personal loss, and remarkable resilience, yet continues to climb aboard the PinWheel every season. Do you think anyone can ever truly move on after losing a friend as close as Duffy was to Tyler? If Wicked Tuna were to return with the same fleet today, will Tyler McLaughlin still be one of the captains to beat? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.